Man, consider me Lord Beers from Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods because I am some kind of fucking cat monster god. I love things. Well then, good day. Lily leaves, her cane tapping away down the quiet hallway. Hanako and I quickly pack up our things and stay seated, waiting for the bell. Together we stare out the window into the endless azure sky. If it weren't for the pealing of the bells, which is a time-honored tradition in Japan, I would have sworn that the time had stopped. The urge to skip class rises in my gut. I pound my fist into the sky and scream, knowing forlornly well that Zeus is on my side. I shoot a glance to Hanako, who shows no signs of moving either. Not just yet. The interval between the warning bells and the end of lunch bells passes in the blink of an eye. We should really go. People will freak out and start a search party if we skip. Hanako sighs. You're right. Slowly, she rises to her feet, and I put on a suit. Silently, we make our way up the old stairs to the 3rd floor and then to our classroom. At the door, I take point. She runs reconnaissance around the left window. We spot 2 tangos inside and ready our weapons. Silencers abound so that way we don't alert the party on the 3rd floor. I'm ready to bust in there with a breaching charge when all of a sudden she informs me that they have hostages. Clearly we're going to make a non-lethal approach as we subdue the threats and then make our way to the civilians. Or I could bow my head in apology in advance. I'm sorry we're late, teacher. I am greeted not by stern words nor by an angered instructor when I take my seat, but simply by the silence created by 15 or so students trying not to laugh. Mewtwo! Ever tardy is yet to arrive. However, the fact that Hanako and I have arrived together is blatantly obvious. Actually, she's currently attaining liftoff with her rocket hair. It's make that about 14 students trying and 1 student failing. The lovers return! Squiggle! Yeah, thanks. See, I thanked her like Chris Redfield. Thanks. You can calm down now. I step through the door and realize that Hanako is firmly pressed against my back, hiding herself from the class. With my steps coming closer to her desk, she eventually breaks me and stiffly walks to her own. Her efforts to mentally block everyone's presence from her mind are clearly written on her face, which is pretty easy to do, considering that half of her face is already drawn on by burn marks. Burned. Quickly checking the door for any signs of the teacher's arrival, I make a trip to Hanako's desk and whisper her in her ear, "Girl, I'm gonna wreck that pussy when we get home." Hanako nods her head behind folded arms, but still doesn't show her face. I yearn to stay and console her more, but Mewtwo picks the exact moment to enter the class, halfway through his lecture, as if he started it in the hallway. Which, of course, is directly proportional to the charge, but inversely proportional to the square root of the distance. He's so engrossed in his speech that he doesn't even notice me sneaking back into my seat from Hanako's dick. While Mewtwo's spiel rambles on, Misha leans over to me. The teacher may not have noticed your tardiness, but I did! That much is obvious from the show you just put on. Flashing your gams everywhere. What are you, a floozy? A hooker? A slut? I've been instructed to lay you off the hook for today, but only on one condition. Oh? And what would that be? You have to help us this afternoon, Squiggle! I crane my neck to look at Misha's shoulder. Shizune is conveniently not making eye contact with me, probably because I've been mispronouncing her name the entire time I've known her. Fine. Just for that. I've already told you I'm not joining the council, remember? Of course! Doing so would be considered... She looks down at her notebook, obviously looking for a place in the script. Under duress, and hence would be against regulations! I smile with my eyes closed because I'm a fictional fucking character. How very strange of you to be considerate of the regulations now. Things should be done by the book. And if there is no book, audio cassette. And if there is no audio cassette, We'll ask the author. It's just that the book hasn't been written for every situation, so there's times when it can be ignored. And yet, you two wonder why no one else wants to be in the student council. After sticking her tongue out with me putting her arms on her sides and levitating through the floor, Misha returns to her workbook, and we battle our way through the latter half of the school day. Ugh! Before I can even stand up, Misha and Shizun place their hands on both their shoulders. Hey, said I'd help out. Damn, girl! This is just insurance. Hisao insurance, squiggle. Hisao? Hanako timidly tries to leave the room by circling around us, and I suddenly realize that this may be my one chance to escape. Oh, hey, Hanako. How you doing? Dot. Hey, what makes you think you've got time to chat? Relax, this won't take so long. Sorry, Hanako, you were saying? I was going to the library, and I thought... Hanako's thumbs dance around each other, and her eyes flirt with the room. She's doing some really weird sexual shit I don't understand. I'm starting to call this relationship into question. Sorry, Hanako, but Hisao has to come with us. He's got work to do. Tot. Oh, but you can have two if you'd like. So how about it, Hisao? Oh, boy. Fuck. Shit. Damn it. Ass. Balls and cock. I want to please this girl here, but these two are forcing me to work. They'll work me all day 'cause they think I'm a jerk. They'll make me do chores for the council instead, when I could be at home getting some head. What do I pick? What do I choose? I guess there's nothing to lose. Fuck it. Hey, Shizun, I know I said it'd help, but I forgot I already made plans. Besides, I've helped out my fair share last week, didn't I? I promise I'll make it up to you another time. But Shizun and Misha released their grip on me and have a long, deep, silent conversation. Well, you have a point there. To be honest, we were only going to spend the rest of the budget on cakes! So if you're not there, it works out better. More cake for us! Blah, 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 blah. Squiggle. She said about faces and marches out the door, and Misha skips out after her. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Last week, those two were like bloodhounds, or prison guards, or blood guards, or prison hounds. That's pretty neat. Or, wow! Hisao, you have finally said something useful. I can't believe it's not butter, let alone saying that out loud. I think I need to move away from Kenji. Never mind. Anyway, shall we go to the library, milady, tips Fedora, Euphoria. Sure. Hanako follows me through the still crowded but not completely drawn halls, using me as a shield. As soon as we are through the door, Hanako bolts for the counter where Yuko is stacking books. Before I can catch up, Hanako has whispered something to her. I think this might be finally my time to become a man. But then I remember I'm in a shoujo game. You'd find that in the non-fiction, but I don't know where exactly. If you want to know, I can look it up, don't you know? Never mind. Hey, Yuko. The fuck you doing? Oh, Hisao. Hanako is just looking for a book on, nothing. A book on nothing? Is it in the nothing section? Ita. I shoot a glance at Yuko. She looks like she's about to burst from the pressure of keeping Hanako's request secret. Yuko. K-R-S. Chess. Chess. She's looking for a chess book. I make a mental note to never trust Yuko with any important information. Yuko. I'm sorry, Hanako. It just slipped out of my pussy. Well, it's not a secret anymore. Come on. I'll give you a hand. Yours is a little bit ruined. I should really brush up on my skills, too. Okay. Yuko disappears behind the counter in shame as Hanako and I wander into the depths of the non-fiction section. I know there's supposed to be a system for categorizing books, but I don't give a shit. That's probably why the librarians I know are neurotic. Towards the end of the aisle, between a book on card tricks and some book on kids' games, stands a single book bearing the title, Chess Tactics for Champions. Before I can reach for it, Hanako has the book in her clutches, clutching it to her chest. Well, I guess that's your mind if I borrow it when you're finished? Sure. I haven't really played against anyone but Lily before, so I thought... Damn! So... It's not like I was trying to beat Hanako deliberately or anything, but she seems to forget I whooped her monkey ass in some street hoops! Then again, at least this means she wants to play again, right? That's a plus. Ha! Well, it's not like I'm a master or anything, I just played a bit before, and it occurs to me that I haven't told Hanako about my condition. I falter for a second, deciding to cover my tracks. That is a conversation for another day. Before I came. Are you alright? Yeah. Yeah, I was remembering... When I think about it, I shouldn't be afraid to tell Hanako about my condition and my time in the hospital. Judging by her scars, she probably spent a fair amount of time in the hospital bed. Scars, guard! But for some reason, I can't bring it up, at least not today. Not on short notice. Eager to break off the conversation, I grab her hand and book off the shelf. It's some book on the world's fastest roller coasters. Published in 1982. Well, it's not very up to date, but it should be interesting. Well, we both got our books. Should we sit down? Hanako seems to accept my bluff, and we head to the reading nook in the back of the library. Neither of us says a word. We open our books and start reading. I try to read my book, but then I remember I can't read. Most of the ones listed are made of wood. Something about that doesn't seem safe. If I'm going to write something potentially dangerous, I want it to be made out of steel, or some kind of space-age alloy that has big words like titanium and ruthenium. Titan is not a big word. Eum is not a big word. I quickly lose an interest. And my eyes wander across the reading area to rest on Hanako's big jumbling titters. Fuck yeah. Hanako seems absorbed in her book, especially since the background music cut out, flicking back and forth through the pages, as if confirming what she just read. I wonder if that's actually effective, or if she's overloading herself. I reset her CPU as she unconsciously brushes her hair from her face, temporarily revealing her scar tissue. I'm still not sure about the protocol here. Is it right to ask about her scars? Her scars? Or her past? How long she was in the hospital? Does she still visit a doctor? All these seem like questions you'd ask someone who transferred to your school, transferred to the local language. But, to date, no one has directly asked me any of them, well, except for Ren, but I don't think I should use her as a guide for proper social behavior. For the time being, I'll keep my mouth shut. If someone wants you to know something, then they'll tell you. Trying to force the issue might drive Hanako back into herself. Scars, guard! Sorry to interrupt, but I have to close the library now. Already? But the generic theme music's playing. That means we have at least 20 more minutes. I checked my watch. Somehow, as I was lost in thought, I've missed 4:20. It's a crime that's pretty much punishable by death where I'm from. Do you want to check out these books? I can do it on the way out. But, please? I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm done. Get it? The episode's over. Fuck you.